Hi guys, good morning. Forgive the attire. It's super cold out still, and I had to bring my son to school an hour ago, so it's really chilly. Um, I hope everybody got to see the lunar eclipse last night. It was pretty amazing, pretty powerful. I did not see it. I didn't, see it from the beginning. I went out there in the middle of it, but I didn't go when it was 3 a.m. I went out when it was 4. I woke up at that time. I normally wake up at 3. Um, but I liked it because 4 is a very balanced number for me. Anyway, I like 444. I have the necklace. Fours are big for me, so to me it meant something. And I also had some crazy ass dreams. I'm sure you guys did too. All right, you're gonna have to bear with me a little bit because I had some teeth work done and I'm still a little swollen. It's okay, nothing major, cosmetic, but it still hurts. So I may talk a little funny. So forgive me. But I do want to get this message out because I hope this isn't echoing. Because it's been on my mind to do so. And I said I would. Told you guys I would. You might have to make your microphone. I'll leave it there. It's going to have an echo, though. Right there is good. You might have to raise your microphones to get the message, guys. Okay. So the energy for me... Ooh, hold on. The heat is blasting. Hold on. Good Lord. No. Maybe sweating like a whore in church. We don't need that. I mean, these energies affect people differently, obviously. But for empaths, I just have to... My spirit guides told me to make a special note for you guys because I'm an empath. But also, there are a lot of empaths out there. And if some of you have been experiencing heart palpitations, dizziness, pressure in, the third eye area, kind of like feeling out of body, out of space, that kind of thing, that's normal. The vibration was very strong. The energy was very strong. And you were picking up on a lot of it. So just don't worry about it. Get some rest. Make sure you're eating healthy. Like, I couldn't even drink coffee. I had to stop drinking coffee and drink my green tea again, which I'm fine with. I don't care. I love tea. But I love coffee too. So, I'm getting a lot of information for the empaths first, and then I'm gonna, we're gonna talk about everything. Yeah, so my empathic people, you really need to, you're being forced to change your diet. It's the first thing I'm getting. The things that you used to be able to eat without issue or drink without issue is causing problems. Even medications, synthetic medications, prescriptions. I hate to say it, but because the body is shifting, and this is their word, so please don't freak out when I say these things. It's almost like there's a recalibration of the body, of the DNA, and almost like they're showing me cell memory that's being ignited by light codes and then redirected to assimilate a different physique that is more capable of handling the shift in the earth and the dimensional shifts and all those shifts that are happening. Everything is leveling up. So, of course, we're going to be super sensitive to it. People that are like more in... Hold on, you guys. Lulu, I gotta do my reading. You can't sit in the front because I gotta keep my papers here. Sit here. People who are more adapted to the Matrix probably aren't gonna feel it. And if they do, it's more like their anger is being triggered, or memories of, karmic cycles are being repeated to the point where it's driving them crazy. That's for the karmics. That's for the three-dimensional. So there's going to be a lot of irate behavior from those people Great. Like we need that shit. Like it's not enough. We got to work on our own soul's journey and things like that. And then it's like we got to deal with their craziness. So, yeah. So I mean, you're dealing with a lot as a light being, and you're dealing not only with the recalibration of your own spiritual self, but then these negative assholes and karmics that are wreaking havoc, and only because it's almost like they're going crazy. They're showing me, it's like, you ever see that movie World War Z? I'm such a geek, I swear to God, but I love sci-fi. So in World War Z, the minute they get bit and they turn into the zombie people or whatever, they kind of just like, you see them go from normal to crazy. That's what's happening with the karmic. So if you're in a karmic relationship, or you're dealing with a karmic, or you're surrounded by karmics, you're gonna see that they're very testy at the slightest thing, that they're flipping out over the slightest thing. It's because on a core level they know the lights are being recalibrated and shifted and kind of re-energized to the point where they're impenetrable. Like they're not going to be able to affect us like the way they did in the past. And they're going to keep trying, but the thing is they're getting frustrated because nothing's working. And this could go for something as little as, because I know a lot of my friends got rid of a lot of narcissists in their lives. And I think it's funny, it's hilarious because, I got rid of my narc, 8 years ago? So, the fact that this is happening is wonderful. It's like it deserves a celebration because they're awakening to the fact that I don't have to be in this karmic cycle. I don't have to be with this karmic energy. I'm vibrating higher at a higher level, and I'm vibrating to a point where they can't even touch me. And that's the best gift of all from spirit or the universe or God or whatever your belief system is. So just realize that while you're walking around living in your light and living your purpose and happy as a clam, they're going to be pissy and they're going to want to try and alter your energy. But I don't even think it's going to bother you because, number one, you probably won't even be around them. And if you are around them, it's not affecting you. You just ignore them, or you leave, or you go out with friends, or you're living your best life. So they're just miserable, which is, kind of par for the course when you want to do what you want to do and not, take responsibility for your light or, your dark in this case, in this world. But I digress. Let's get back to empaths. So yeah, I'm seeing a lot of you really changing things. Like I'm talking, my whole diet has changed. I can't even eat the stuff I used to love. Like I don't even eat pizza anymore. If I do eat pizza, it's like cauliflower crust, and it's not pizza. It's depressing. No, I'm kidding. It's still good. It serves its purpose, but and it keeps the weight off, which is wonderful. But I just miss my treats. And I'm not saying you can't treat yourself, but I just think the body is like, hey, we need to do this now because the other stuff isn't really acclimating to the new body, the new cells, the new schematic within your glow up, so to speak. And I think it's funny they call it a glow up. That's like the perfect word, really, because we're not talking about just the outside, but we're talking about the inside. And spiritually, your light is glowing up. It's glowing up. And so you're vibrating at a higher level. And so you're wanting to talk to your body. You're wanting to take care of your body. You're wanting to work with your body, mind, and spirit in tandem. It's not just like, okay, well, this is what my body's craving. And I know I'm going to wake up hating myself because, or if I want wine, I'm hungover. Like I'm not even drinking wine. It sucks. I'm just drinking green tea, and I'm on the health track because everything's affecting me. I'm so sensitive to everything. So I know my empaths are going through the same thing because a lot of them are telling me they're going through the same thing. I'm like, me too, girl. I was like, I hear you. I was like, you can't, everything has to be hyperallergenic, or like what I use on my skin. Very sensitive to the outside world. The outside world is changing too, though, thankfully. I'm not going to say it's not a little pricier for us because we do have to buy organic and we have to buy, pesticide free, obviously. And, we're just watching everything. Even laundry detergent, like free and clear, I have to use that. Even for my son, because my son has sensitive skin. But all this harshness, the harshness of the world, is being like where we had when we were younger, maybe, or maybe it was just a timeline. It could have been 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever year you were born. Um, and the way they're tampering with things today, obviously, is shifting everything. Don't mind that. That's the Apple factory, and that probably was a transformer that blew. There's an Apple factory that's all the way down there, and then they shoot on that side. You know, they have not a shooting range, just people shooting in their backyard. I live in the country. It's wonderful. So let's keep going. All right, this is going to be for the collective as a whole. What this lunar eclipse? They're saying it's not just a lunar eclipse. Just remember, it's the full moon lunar eclipse, but also the spring equinox, and then the solar eclipse that's coming. So there's a lot of energies, but it's all about bringing things into balance. And it's ironic. It's not ironic, actually. It should be in Libra. The full moon is in Libra. So what is Libra? The scales of justice, bringing things into balance. And this has to do with both karmic relationships and with the lights. So the battle continues, but I feel like we're winning. Obviously, we're winning. So it's being rebalanced. It's being recalibrated. It's being weighed in our favor this time. Seemingly they were winning. Now it's like we're gonna show them who's boss. So it's kind of great. It's good. I love the energy a lot. And they keep showing me like thrones of angels with swords and battle gear, and you know, just they're ready just to protect all their lights. No one's gonna touch a light. Not gonna happen. You can try, you can try, you can try. All they're gonna do, if karmics are still attacking lights, all it's gonna do is bounce right back onto them. Any negative energy, any so-called spell work. If they're doing a spell to make you fat, they're gonna get fat. If they're doing a spell to make you lose your job, they're gonna lose their job. If they're doing a spell to ruin your money, ruin your business, it's gonna ruin their business. It's gonna ruin their money. It's reflecting right back, because that's how Spirit's showing it to me. It's like, it's weird. It's like this. Not that there's even a mirror anymore, because it used to be where there was a mirror around you guys. Now it's more like there's this beautiful, iridescent, spectral light, and it's impenetrable. Like, I'm seeing like the darks like hovering around, spying, looking, like they're going like this. This is how they show me imagery. It's kind of like a movie, or like kind of cartoonish, but a movie. And I see like the darks like slithering, like, you know, trying to be like snakes. It's the year of the snake. But I love snakes, you know, obviously. I got my tats. It depends on what kind of snake you're dealing with, I guess. But and then they're trying to, their negative thoughts are coming out like a black smoke. And then this black smoke just instantly turns to white. Because the minute it tries to touch a light, the light beings don't block it. They transmute it. That's our job. We're good. You want to feed us the negative energy, the bad energy? We're going to transmute it with our light, whether you like it or not. And you're going to get hit with it, whether you like it or not. And if you don't like it, then all you're going to do is go away. So we're doing our job either way. We're here to bring the light. We're not here to reflect the dark back onto them. But I am going to say this. Just because we're transmuting it to light doesn't mean there's not a karmic lesson attached to it. The scales of justice. What did I just say about Libra, right? So justice will be served. They will learn the lesson. And they're going to keep having to relive this lesson over and over again, because that's how it works, right, guys? We know. We know because we've done the work. We've done the lessons. We fell flat on our face maybe once or twice, and we're like, oh, I'm not doing that again. You know, that's obviously not the right thing to do. Funny, isn't it? All right, let's keep going. So yeah, I just feel like no matter what they're trying to do, it's you guys, us, we will continue to glow up. We will continue to succeed. We will continue, and they can even try and hurt us, and I think we've even become impenetrable to that. It's like, okay, you take care of yourself, bye, and then that's it. And then they try and come back, like during retrogrades. I guarantee, I want to hear in the comments if anybody from your past came back during Venus retrograde or Mercury retrograde, which is tomorrow. Just be careful. Watch, because March isn't over yet, baby. March is a month of fuckery in its own way, but it's also been a great month for me. I mean, I don't know how everybody else is doing, but the manifestation's been on point. So you guys have got to be manifesting. I know you must be, and you're on the right track, and things are being made aware to you. I don't want to say her name, but I just did a reading for she's been a long time client. I read her yesterday, and the whole energy that I've been feeling with this eclipse has been about letting go, because we're eclipsing things out of our life that no longer work. And I say that for every eclipse, but this is different. I'm going to tell you why. So we're letting go of things and eclipsing them out of our life. And when, the eclipse is over and the full moon is full again, we're accepting what new, or the path before us, or the path less traveled, let's say, before us. And we're just entering this new phase. So she has a really big choice to make. She really is kind of letting go of an old way of life, the old schematic, which a lot of us have done, and a lot of us are still doing. Some of us still are. And she's like, I just feel so like it's wrong. Like I can't let go of certain aspects of myself. I was like, well, and in a way, you're having a soul death. Your old cell memory is dying, and that doesn't feel good. Because that you're going to have to end this way of thinking, end this way of life, or believing, or how things used to be, or how things were done. She even went so far as to say she felt guilty about not doing it a certain way because of her grandparents. I was like, did you hear what you just said? I was like, you're saying that you feel guilty about living the life that you dream of because you don't want to disappoint your grandparents. And I was like, they're part of the old schematic. I was like, it's not like that anymore. The world has changed. I'm like, the world is shifting. It's changing. I'm like, and you have to change with it. And when you're a light being and you have work to do, Spirit's not going to let you fall to the wayside and stick with the karmic way of being, or the 3D way of being, or the old schematic. Because if you do it, your soul will just die. It really will. And I told her that. I wasn't going to sugarcoat. I was like, listen, I can see both paths. I see you choosing the path that your soul wants to go. And then I also see the path where you're staying and compliant and doing what everybody else wants you to do and not listening to your higher self. And I'm like, and then you're miserable and you're making everybody else miserable around you. And I'm like, and you're not happy. And it just slowly, your soul just fades away, just fades. So, and I was like, and if you live this other life where you're meant to do your soul purpose, your soul journey, your soul work, your higher self is craving for, the things that your higher self knows to do, it's just going to be such an amazing journey and such an adventure. And I'm like, no, it's not going to be perfect. Of course, it never is when you're on the soul path. No, it's not all, flowers and happiness and sun. No, you guys all know. You've done the work. You know, it's not easy. But when you live that life of purpose, there's really no other way you can live, because your soul knows that that's what you should be doing. So fighting it just makes you miserable. And you have to just accept it. You have to accept the mantle, and you have to do the work. I mean, I don't know if I ever wrote about it in my first book. Probably not. But when I was 31, I had just gotten divorced, and I moved into an apartment. And I was just like, I did everything right. I was like, I married the right guy. We had a big, beautiful house. Finances were good. I had a garden. I had everything I was supposed to have. I'm like, we weren't talking about children per se, but children were on my mind. I was like, well, I guess now I'm supposed to have kids. Supposed to, right? But I think I did it because my mom and my dad passed away. And well, this was before they passed away, but in my mind, I was thinking I was doing it for my parents because that's how my parents did it. And that's how we grew up thinking that we should live that kind of life. The picket fence, the house, the kids, da-da-da-da. And there's nothing wrong with people that do have that life and make it work. But for people that are on a specific journey, especially if it's to enlightenment or spiritual, and it's not to say everybody wants the spiritual life. They don't. But I remember that night that I first moved in, there were boxes everywhere, and I'm in the bedroom, I'm in my bed alone, first time ever. And you know how weird that is if you've been with someone for a long time and then there's no one there. So I'm like, God, I was kind of scared and nervous and all these feelings. And then I was just like, God, just, I'll go wherever you need me. Wherever you need me, God, I will go. So I basically said, I'll do what you want me to do. I'll live this life and live this path, because I did choose my psychic life. My first husband didn't like it, didn't want anything to do with it. He's always trying to make me be something I wasn't, and I just couldn't. It was like fighting against the tide. I was like, I can't be that person. I don't know who that person is. I was like, I know who I am. I know what I'm meant to do. So, and it really reflected on the reading I was doing with this young woman, and it brought up a lot of stuff, and I was like, God, I really have come a long way. So when I decided to take on the mantle and do the work, and live my spiritual life and follow this path, I knew it wasn't going to be easy. I knew it would come with a lot of judgment. It would come with a lot of isolation sometimes, and sometimes it wouldn't. Sometimes I'd find my people, and that'd be great. But I literally saw a pinpoint of light. I'm laying in bed, and I saw a pinpoint of light. This is actually in my first book. And all of a sudden, I'm staring at it. I'm like, what is that? Because I'm looking at this light, and I'm still kind of half in and out of sleep. And all of a sudden, the light just grew bigger. And it was a light that was so bright, but it couldn't hurt. It didn't hurt my eyes. Like, it was this milky, white, bright light, and it just opened up. And then this angel appeared, and she was huge, like from floor to ceiling. She had like an androgynous look. I'm saying she, though. So beautiful. I can't even describe the features of her face. And, looked like a typical angel, like from biblical times. And then she had a scroll, and it was right after I said what I said, God, wherever you need me, I'll go. So she opened up the scroll, and I could telepathy. She was talking to me in telepathy, and she said, what'd she say? She said, it's something about it's time, and she pulls out a pen with a plumage, like a feather, a big white feather, and she wrote in this scroll, and it looked like it was gold, but it wasn't. You know what it was, you guys? It was light coming from the pen, and she etched my name. It was in another language, though. I didn't know what it said, but I knew it was my name, and then I knew it was done. That was it. I was in the book, and I said, okay, then that's it. That's what I'm supposed to do. So I told my client this, and I said, you have a choice. You always have free will. And lessons are good no matter what. And I know I repeat this a lot, you guys, but it is true. Even if you think you're choosing wrong, it's still a lesson, and it's still data going back to the universe no matter what. But take the risk. If you know that you're meant to be doing something greater than yourself, if you know that you have to sacrifice the typical life that everybody else lives, and you may be looked upon as a strange weirdo, which I'm sure I am, and that's fine, because you can't care about that shit. Who cares? I don't care. I really don't. I love doing this work. I love helping people, and I love being part of this spiritual connection. It's just amazing how much it's grown since I started. I mean, I can't even tell you how much it's grown, and the awareness and everything. It's not just because of the age of the Aquarius. I guess that definitely was a boon, but it's just like, bam. It was so secretive back in the day, which was kind of cool too. I dug that it was a little secretive. You had certain groups, but now it's just all out there. It's out in the open. It's on Instagram. It's on Facebook. Everybody's talking about all these wonderful, beautiful things. Everybody's so intelligently enlightened and smart and in touch with their center and their soul purpose. So don't fight it. There's no reason to. And don't be afraid of it. And don't worry about the outcome. Day by day. That's all you got to do. So that's what this energy is really about with this, what we're dealing with in March, with all this planetary stuff. The planetary alignment. It was an alignment because you're aligning with your higher self. That's what it is. It's so magical and so amazing to me. And it's not to say the darks are going to keep trying. They're going to keep trying. They're going to keep wanting to come back. They're going to keep wanting to just trying to steer you off your path in any way they can. Don't fucking let them. Don't let them. It's hard. Because that's happened to me several times. I'll be like, oh my God. You know, I got so immersed in this person for like a week or two, and I lost track, and now I got to get back on track. So, whew. Hot flash. Yes, the joys. So yeah, it's all about just staying on track and doing the work, meditating, eating right. Look, I mean, I meditate, and I only just started eating right probably about 3 months ago. I was being naughty. Well, the holidays, you know, I was naughty for the holidays. And everything I like is very pungent and savory. Like, I like sharp provolone, and I like garlic and spinach, and, you know, I like bread that's baked fresh with dripping with dipped olive oil, and, you know, it's just so good. And you just got to eat better, you know, because your body is the heaviness of certain foods. I'm not saying you have to be perfect. I'm just saying if you want to treat yourself, do it once a week instead of, you know, every other day, and just try and keep in line with something. It's almost like Spirit's telling me, because my spirit guide's like, Carolyn, just tell them they need to have a spiritual map. Or I think what she means by that is like a schedule that I stick to until it becomes habit. Because things take time, you know. They usually say, what, 3 months when it becomes a habit, right? Like brushing your teeth. You brush your teeth, you wash your face, you take your shower, you sit down, you meditate, you eat your Greek yogurt and fruit with honey and oats. I don't know, whatever you want to eat. Or you have a smoothie. You have your green goddess smoothie. You head out to work. Or hopefully you're doing, you know, the work you're meant to be doing. And I don't mean to call it a muggle job. It's not the worst. I mean, I understand we need to still be out in society. I mean, if we all were just spiritual people on a rock doing, you know, meditations and not interacting with other people, you're not learning any lessons that way. So, yeah, I actually got a part-time job at the Boys and Girls Club. I'm super excited. I'm going to be assisting like a floater for the teachers and being like a mentor for the kids. So I'm super excited about it, because that's what I did at the YMCA in Florida. And I wanted that when I came here, but I only wanted part-time, and no one would give me part-time. They wanted full-time. And finally I got what I manifested. I was like, I just want part-time work, and I want to have time for myself to do my business, but I also want to have time for me and my son. And it just all kind of fell into place. And now because Brian goes to the Boys and Girls Club, so I'm going to be there from 2:30 to 7. And during the day, I'm going to work on my art, my book, and my psychic readings. So I'm happy. I got what I wanted. And you know, it's all good. It makes me happy when things flow, because when you go with the flow rather than push against the tide, everything falls into place in a way you would never expect. It's so magical. I was supposed to, I applied for the receptionist job, but they wanted full time. I was like, dang, I really don't want that, but let me just go and see. Maybe I could talk to them about the hours. And then they ended up offering me this job because they saw my resume, like, oh, well, you know, I think we have a better fit for you. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So it worked out. Pretty cool, right? Pretty groovy, huh? So I just feel like for you guys, that's what it's all about. The one thing I've always followed was like, if it doesn't feel right, don't go for it. Because before I got that job, I was offered another job at a retail place through a friend. She actually is a friend here. And she's like, oh, I can get you the part-time hours you want, and, you know, it pays this much, and she's like, you know, you can start right away, and it'll be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I was like, she was giving me what I wanted, but I didn't want to work there. I was like, and it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right. So I was just like, you know, I just got this interview somewhere else. I'm going to see how that goes, but I'll let you know. And she's like, okay. And it just ended up working out. So I'm like so grateful for that. So don't go, if you feel wishy-washy about something, don't do it. You guys all watch The Secret, right? If you haven't watched The Secret, please watch it. I think that one of the guys do talk about that. He's like, look, if you're feeling like, well, I guess I could do it this way. No, you shouldn't feel that way. You should be like, yeah, that feels right. It's got to feel right. It's got to feel right here. You got to follow your intuition. A lot of you are doing that now. A lot of you are doing that now. I mean, I'm just confirming everything you guys already know. At least that's what my spirit guide's telling me. She's like, they know all this, and they're in the process of doing it. Some of you are afraid to take a leap. But I think that's normal. It's that push-pull energy. You know, it's that eclipsing energy. It's like, we got to push that out now. So the eclipse and all these energies are trying to push you in the right direction and giving you the follow through and the strength and the guts and to just trust. And I think that's the biggest key here, because I even said that to my spirit guys. I was like, you know what, guys? You keep telling me it's going to be okay. I'm going to trust you. Which is, for me, you know, you wouldn't think about it, but I am maybe a psychic medium and I do what I do, but I'm still skeptical. I am still skeptical when my spirit guides tell me stuff, and I still question them, but they always end up being right. Always. There's never been a time when they were wrong. So, yeah, you guys have to trust. So getting back into a spiritual practice is key for the next 3 months. I mean, I'm not saying do it for 3 months and stop. I'm saying build up a spiritual practice and stick to it. Build up a healthy eating plan and stick with it. Build up an exercise regimen and stick with it. And guys, you don't have to go nuts. Just walk. Be out in nature. Like walking meditation. It's just wonderful. Like, it's just, we're changing, but we also need to be gentle with ourselves, because the change isn't easy. It's harsh. It hurts. It's almost like, I can't even explain it. Like, I mean, right now, like, I'm just like, ugh. You know, like, it could be because of my glasses, though, too, because I got new glasses, but I've had a headache, and then with the tooth thing, that's adding to it. But I've definitely been feeling squirrely, and I know it's because of the energy, and so I've been taking gentle care of myself. I've been taking naps if I want a nap. I've been drinking my tea, and I've been eating healthy. I've been taking walks, trying to stay in balance. I'm doing my breathing, my meditations, all those things. And I know a lot of you are probably like, well, I don't have the time. Well, I mean, make the fucking time. Just make it. Schedule yourself into your life for self-care, because all of that I'm telling you is self-care, and all it's ever going to do is just boost your light, boost your higher self's energy, and you know, it's going to open up the channels, the psychic channels, so that you're more aware and you're more in touch with who's trying to fuck with you. Just trust me, it's going to be helpful. Our psychic gifts are very helpful with that. A lot of psychics say, oh, I can't read myself. Well, to a firm degree, there's certain things I can't read. But I know when something's bad, and I can feel it in my stomach, and I know when someone's out to hurt me because I can feel it in my chest, and I know months and months ahead if someone's going to cross over. I mean, these gifts were given to you, all of you, to utilize and help guide you through your life. So use them, but you got to do the work. It's not like it's going to, oh, I'm psychic. No, it took me a long time to get to where I am. You know, I remember when there was this girl, Lisa, that I knew when I was working at Reuters long ago. This is before I got married to my first husband. And she was very psychic, so gifted, wonderful woman. We didn't really get along, though. I don't know why. It's a long story. That doesn't really matter. We got along, but we didn't. It was weird. You know, like frenemies kind of thing. But she read me. And the reason why I knew she was psychic was because I had the same vision after the fact. And I was like, oh. I was like, she's right. So she read that, and I saw it in my own psychic eye. So then I got a reading later on. She's like, you know, why won't you tell me that you're psychic? I was like, well, because I don't read like you. And she's like, but you're psychic. I was like, I think I have something. I was like, but doesn't everybody have something? And she's like, well, yeah, but not everybody uses it. And I was like, she's like, are you using it? And I was like, not yet. And she's like, well, you're gonna be. And I was like, oh, sure. In my mind, I was like, no, I'm gonna get married, have kids. Maybe I'll help my family with it here and there. I never thought that I'd be where I am right now, doing what I'm doing. But I mean, she knew it before I did. And sometimes that's what happens. You guys may not know how psychic you are. And if you do, maybe you're not using it. Or maybe you're afraid to do the work because it is hard to let go of that life or that lifestyle, that way of doing. Like, it's like, well, I like to do A, B, and C, but I can't do that. You know, you'll find over time you're not going to be able to do it if you want to read. You just can't do it. I used to be a heavy partier. Are you kidding me? But I just can't do it. It's just, can't do it anymore. It's done. which is fine. I astrally project and I get prophecies and prophetic dreams. And I mean, isn't that strange enough? I don't think I need to add other things to it, And I think it's funny, like, people that want to do drugs like mushrooms and things like that, you don't even need to do that. All you have to do is meditate. You just meditate and you vibrate to different planes of existence. That's what I do. So you don't need ayahuasca or mushrooms or whatever the kids are doing. I don't know, tabbing this and taking elixirs, and you don't need any of that shit. Just really, meditation is the key. It really is. That's only, and clean eating and just keeping yourself balanced. So chakra therapy, color therapy, all those things. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but I think it's important to say because I feel like a lot of you are making the choice, and I want you to push the choice for the higher self, and I want you to become psychic, and I want you to heal the planet, and I want you to find your divine counterpart, and I want you guys to work together, and so this world will become the utopia that it's supposed to be. We have these darks keep attacking us. It's bullshit. They're petty. Our power is so much stronger than them. They cannot touch us. Do not fear them. Okay? Do not believe in curses. Do not believe that someone's cursing you, ever. It's not, they can't touch you. And you just keep telling yourself that I vibrate so high that no one of a negative energy, no one of a dark energy, no one of a narcissistic energy, no one of a false energy. A lot of false masks coming towards you too, guys. I'm gonna warn you about all this stuff. We're gonna keep going. I know we're a half hour in, but I don't give a shit. I'm on a roll. So no one can penetrate that. You guys are, God, you're so amazing, because they're showing me you. And this is collective, is what I'm talking about. They're showing me, and I almost want to cry. It's really beautiful how they're showing me how unbelievably precious and beautiful we all are. It's like all these beautiful lights that are just like, and then when the lights come together, there's this kind of spectral, and when I say spectral, it's like rainbow-like, but it's clear, and then it's just when they're connecting, it vibrates so much so that whatever space, it almost shows like, it's showing me the globe, right? And let's just say, this is how they're just showing it to me. I'm not sure if this is the case or not, but they're showing me like lights on one continent, right? There's no lights on another continent. And not to say that there's all darks on one side and all lights on another. They're just showing me as a way to tell you guys. And so as the lights are vibrating and they're connecting and they're vibrating higher and higher, they're showing me the earth of that continent glowing like a bright green lush, and the water is bluer. The colors are so vibrant. It's almost like the colors on the other side. When I say the other side, I mean heaven. And then they're showing me another place where there's no lights, and it looks like a dark topography map. There's nothing going on. It's like, yeah, it looks green, but it's muddled. It looks murky. It doesn't look alive. It doesn't look like it's breathing. And then they're showing me the other side where the earth is like, because the earth is like us, a breathing, living entity, and she feels our energy. And if we could just work on our own light, and if we can all connect and vibrate that light even higher, my God, the whole planet would heal. It would just heal miraculously. Or it would vibrate higher to another plane of existence. I don't have all the answers. I'm just telling you what they're telling me a lot right now. It's probably why my head's like, woo. So yeah, they're telling me a lot. I like it, but I'm also... So, okay, I just heard the question. Someone from the collective asked a question. I just heard, well, where do the darks go then? If we're vibrating higher, well, where do they go? Okay, so they fall away. They're stuck in the old vibration, or they're stuck on the old plane of existence where they want to be because they refuse to vibrate higher. It's, it's like, how can I show you? There's like these levels. They're showing me the earth and it's split. I'm not talking flat earth, so stop with the flat earth stuff. It's definitely not flat. Okay? I'm just telling you. I'm sorry. If you believe that, that's fine. That's your belief system. Okay. And I can see why you guys think it's flat because of the layers of the planes of existence. Fine. I get it. But, So, like, say, well, I don't know if you can even see. So, I drew this kind of round globe with like levels. So, if we're up here on the top level, they're gonna be down here, and it's gonna just be a whole different existence. We're not even gonna see them. They're not even gonna be a part of our existence. And you may notice that when you let go of dark people in your life, they may try to come back here and there, but pretty much for the most part, they don't want to be around you because you're a constant reminder of how bright you shine, how bright you've grown up, how much you've changed, how much they haven't changed, how much they haven't done the work. Why do they want to be around that? No, no. They'll go and find a new energy source and see if they can suck the light out of that one. And sometimes lights are weak because we're empathic and we care. So we'll stay in a situation where we're letting someone drain the fucking shit out of it. You know, literally draining our light. And then all of a sudden it hits us as like, wait a minute. This is wrong. This is wrong. I have to save myself. And then you finally save yourself. That happened to me once, and it will never happen to me again, where I just gave my light away like that. Never again. Because you have to make a choice. Your higher self has a job to do, and it certainly isn't to give light to the dark. Unless they're going to heal and you think you can heal them, but they can't. Darks just won't. They just want to take their energy supply. Sylvia Brown talked about grays. Those are the in-betweens, but grays are even worse because they're the ones that you don't know. They could flip a switch at any minute. They could choose to go light or they could choose to go dark. And according to Sylvia Brown, most of them go dark. The thing that I think that you guys should focus on is you, your light, and other lights. And raising each other's vibrations or raising your own vibration. Because even just doing that is enough. Because it'll touch the rest of the world eventually. And it will embody and encompass the whole globe to the point where Gaia is going to feel it, vibrate higher, and then off we go. I think I said in an old reading about how, you know, the reborn Christians talk about... hold on. How reborn Christians talk about the, oh God, I'm sorry guys, hold on. You know, when people, I'm losing the word, it's fun, it's so funny. Because my mom was a reborn Christian, she was really into it. Hold on. I know what it is, I'm just having a brain fart. What do reborn Christians call, after the planet ends? Something was declined for something. Oh, the rapture. That's it. Thank you. Yeah, so they're talking about how, like, the rapture, you know, everybody, will be lifted off the planet Earth and, you know, go be with Christ in heaven, and those who were left on Earth will perish. Well, that's not exactly the case. So, and right, Christian friends, please don't be mad at me. This is my own interpretation. This is my own opinion. You do not have to listen to it. This is my spiritual opinion. What I believe is that, you know, those who are vibrating higher and connecting to their higher selves in connection with what they believe, whether it's God, the universe, consciousness, whatever you want to name it, they are going to vibrate so much so that they elevate and everything rises to a higher vibration where the earth is healed. And then those who are stuck in a lower vibration will stay in that repetitive karmic cycle until they learn the lessons. Okay? Because we're not going anywhere until earth is healed, just so everybody knows. That's the whole course of what we're here to do. We were supposed to learn. So we destroyed the planet, now we gotta fix it. It's not, I'm laughing because my spirit guide's like, you know, like when you say people move into a house and they destroy it, but then they want to sell it for the money, so they have to renovate it. She's like, it's that kind of a feeling. I gotta tell you, Sonia has quite the mischievous, humorous way of being. I love her. She's amazing. That's another thing, guys. Get to know your spirit guides. You got to talk to them. They're there. They were there since you were born. They were there working on your chart before you went into incarnation. They know everything about you. They're the one go-to person who will always have your back. You have to give them access to your mind, to your feelings, so that they know when you need help. Start talking to your spirit guides. All right, let's talk about the darks just for 1 minute. Because I think it's amazing how they keep coming back and keep trying. I mean, they don't give up. They're very relentless. A lot of jealousy. A lot of jealousy. And it could be because you guys are shining so bright. They don't like it. There's a mixture of admiration and jealousy. And I think I got this with the last reading. They don't like it. They don't like the change in you. They don't like who you are. They don't like who you're becoming. You're going to get that with a lot of people if you're doing your glow up and you're walking in your spiritual truth. A lot of people aren't going to like that. They want the old person that maybe you were in your 20s, I guess. The party girl or boy, the one who made a fool of themselves, the one they could talk bad about to friends and family, the one they could point the finger and say, that's what they did. You remember? Those people that are stuck in that old narrative, that's exactly where they stay. They don't want to believe in change because they'd rather stay stuck in that so that they don't have to change. It's a cop-out. They don't want to do the work. So what do? They rip on you. They rip on your growth. They try and bring you back into your old ways. They try and tempt you into your old... But no one can do that. No one's going to tempt you into old... Because you're not that person anymore. You're like, dude, man, I did that in my 20s, man. I've grown since then. You know, I did that in my 30s. I've grown since then. People grow. People do change. And they become a better version of themselves, their true selves, their authentic selves. And we've talked about authenticity, and we've talked about how important it is to live in your authentic truth, because if you don't, you're compromising your higher self, and your higher self will reject everything else that you bring into life. It's just going to be like, no, we don't like that. And that's kind of what my client went through. I was like, you know, you're on the path to your authenticity, so you're battling yourself because your old self is saying, no, we do this all the time. This is what we always do. What do you mean you want to do this now? No, this is comfortable. Let's stay. This is where it's comfortable. We don't have to move. We can just be. And then the higher self is like, no. We got work to do, man. We got growth. We got things that we need to learn. We have to teach others and learn from others. And we have to share our light and heal the earth. Let's go. So it is a bit of a battle. It's kind of cool. It's kind of crazy. But once you do it, you guys, it's going to be the best feeling ever, because you know why? You're free. You're fucking free. And no one can take that away from you. It's wonderful. Even if they did take every goddamn thing away from you, you would still be you and secure enough in yourself to know, okay, I'll just get it back. I'll live another life and do something else. It's not going to bother you anymore getting attacked, is what I mean. So, yeah, I just don't feel it. It's not like you're numb to it or anything. You're just like, oh, whatever. No, that's not my path. I don't know why are you screaming? You know, like if people are yelling at you or screaming at you, if people are trying to provoke you, if people are miserable and they call you out of the blue to try and make you miserable and they pick a fight. I have someone that does that to me at least I'm sure he's going to call within a couple of months. You know, every couple of months to pick a fight. And it's just like, okay, all right, good. I'm glad you're doing good. Can't really talk right now. I got to go. Click. Just keep it short. Answer briefly. Don't answer. You don't even have to pick up the phone if you don't want to. Those kind of people are going to always be around. You know, it's a test. It's always testing. But, yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I feel like you guys are all on the right path. I feel like this energy of this month is kicking it into high gear. And I do feel like April, May, and June are going to be unbelievably amazing. I mean, it's just going to be manifestation after manifestation happening right before your eyes. You're like, God, I wish I did this sooner. But don't beat yourselves up, because you had to learn the lessons. You had to go through the growth. You had to go through the desert periods and the shifts, and that's good. That's what you had to do. But now that you do know, now that you know what you need to do, just do it. Right? All right. I love you guys. Have a good day. Bye.